Oh man. Ooh, where do I begin with this movie? I mean, welcome to Think About It Reviews, and we are talking Sausage Party. Now, Sausage Party, boy, is it from the creators in mind of, Seth Rogen's involved in here, but it's directed by Greg Tiemann, Conrad Vernon, and produced by Seth Rogen, like I said, and even Goldberg. This is starring Seth Rogen, Kristen Wiig, Jonah Hill, Bill Hader, Michael Cera, James Franco, Danny McBride, Craig Robinson, Paul Rudd. I mean, even Selma Hayek's in here. There were Nortons, respectable actors, right? The budget was $19 million. It has already made $41.4 million. And that's good. That's definitely good. It doubled up its money. Especially, like, a lot of people were just like, when they saw this trailer. I remember when I first heard this. So this is shout outs to Mr. Sunday Movies, The Weekly Planet, amazing podcast. Listen to it every Sunday. So I listen to The Weekly Planet and I hear Mason and Mr. Sunday just talk about like all the upcoming movies that were coming this year. And one of them was Sausage Party. And they were like taken aback, like, no, this is not right. This is not real. Like, they were reading all these high caliber names and like, has to be a joke. And they're like, no, it says on here in the release form. So it was so funny hearing those two just like say, what the fuck is this? Because that's exactly my reaction when I first saw the Red Band trailer of Sausage Party. I'm like, harking back to that Weekly Planet podcast where like, what the fuck is this? Like, I was just like, what am I watching right now? First of all, how many parents took their kids to this movie or tried to take their kids to this movie before getting rejected and saying, this is a rated R movie, ma'am or sir? Like, how many people were rejected or were confused that they thought this was a kid's movie? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like a kid's movie. It's animated. Is it Pixar animation? No. Is it more like kind of like those straight to DVDs kind of animation? A little bit, but much better. It's better done. I mean, the animation was pretty good in this movie. I will definitely give it that. The character designs are food. They're food with boobs. Some of them have boobs. Buns. That's all I'm saying. This movie was fucking hilarious. This movie was funny. Was it from A to B, even in the little sections, in the little threads here and there? Was it funny throughout the whole damn thing? Close. It was funny a lot of times. Some of it was just to get the plot going and moving. Wasn't as funny because they're trying to take this. They had a little topic going on. And if you don't know anything about Sausage Party, what this is about is basically food who think that humans, when they take them out of that grocery store, that they're going to heaven, or they consider humans as gods, which I thought was a great concept for a film like this. This film is on the nose with its humor. It's very crude. It's very brass. It doesn't hold no punches. I mean, it really, like, what it advertised in those red band trailers is what you got. I was sitting there thinking that this film was kind of like a stand-up comedian doing his thing. When it comes to stand-up, religion, race, anything goes. And that's exactly what I got from this film. What I love about this film is the fact that the voice acting is on point. Everybody, James Franco, I didn't even know that was a specific character was James Franco. I didn't even know Paul Rudd was a specific character, but it was played out so funny. They knew what made you laugh was basically the foul language, and that's exactly what it's kiddie, it's child's play. Like, oh, he said fuck. Like, yeah, that's kiddie and all that stuff. But for some reason, it works in this film because the fact that this is supposed to, it looks like a kids movie, but it's not, and that's what why the formula works in this film, because it's something that we're not used to seeing. It's something where we're used to, bubbly stuff going on, humanity stuff, like emotional stuff. What we get is foul mouth food who don't give a shit. Like, that was funny to me. It was very funny. A lot of things are on the nose. A lot of the humor. I mean, Selma Hayek in this film plays a taco. Plays plays a taco. A lot of racist jokes in this film, but I feel like if you're not offended by anything, that if you just like go with it, I think you're gonna have such a great time. And I did. I was super dead tired, but I still was laughing my ass off in some of these parts. The romance in this between the Sausage, Seth Rogen's character, and Kristen Wiig's Bun, I thought, Seth Rogen's character Frank, I thought the romance was actually pretty good. It's more, it kind of is like, it deals so much into that religious aspect where, don't have sex until you're married. And if you cross that line, God's going to punish you. That's where this film kind of drives into. It drives into a lot of the religious aspects of our culture, which is really cool. It's a really good idea. It's a fun idea. It's not a fun idea, but it's a great idea to use in this type of film because I think if you do that in reality with normal people do get offended, and they're going to get offended by this movie anyway, but it just doesn't translate the same as like you're doing it something like this, especially with the comedy. So I think bringing in that religious aspect to it and bringing in a lot of the racial aspect to it, you just gotta have fun with it. You can't take it seriously. Just like a lot of things in life, when somebody says something, you just can't take it as seriously as you should. If somebody says like, "Oh yeah, you're a Mexican, you like burritos," like, I do like burritos. I am Mexican. Like, you just can't take it too seriously. I thought this film overall, it didn't lag. It did lag at some spots just because it had to keep going. It was never really. At one point, I did think that maybe it's losing its track. Like, okay, maybe it's played its cards and that's it. But they really do a little twist when it comes to introducing a lot of the drug use, which I thought was actually kind of smart. I was thinking through the whole movie, how are they going to get away with certain elements in the film? And they introduce the drug use in here, and I thought like, oh, okay, this is different. Like, there's a lot of things that kind of takes you to twists and turns, which I think are for really good, and I didn't expect that in this type of film. Michael Cera did a fantastic job as Frank's buddy, and I thought the little show that's going on in here, the little weenie that's like not even full weenie, I thought he did a great job. That Jonah Hill did a great job in this film as well. There's so many voice acting in here. Bill Hader knocked it out of the park. I love Bill Hader in this movie. He was fantastic. I love the villain. At first, I was like, when I got introduced to the villain, I'm like, okay, we were going this route. And it was, once again, on the nose kind of humor. But he was good, man. He was fucking insane. And I really like the villain in here too. Overall, this film, there was not really that much there's really nothing to really critique about this film too much, because the fact is, they showed you what they were in that trailer. And that is what they advertised, and that's what you got in the film. But I left the best for last. There's one particular scene, and it's towards the end. There's one particular scene that I was like, what the fuck? Like, everybody in the theater was just awkwardly sitting there watching this particular thing happen. And all I have to say about this scene is, actually, I was talking to my manager, and she was talking about, we were talking about the film, and she said, I don't know how it got an R rating. I felt like that should have been NC-17. I don't really feel that way, but that's how she felt, but I could understand why she felt that way. But there is a particular scene that totally kicks the Team America scene when it came to the dolls making love. It totally kicks ass. It totally just throws that out the window. This particular scene is just jaw-dropping. Like, you can't believe it. The movie kind of just halts. It just stops, like red light, but really pushing on the brake on that particular scene. And then it goes on. It moves on. But still, that particular scene, maybe they kind of definitely overdid that shit, but that scene was just so raunchy and gross. Yeah, just gets in your skin. It still was funny. And that's what I love about this film. Comedies do not have to try very hard to get me to say, yeah, go watch it. All it has to do is make me laugh from point A to point B. It doesn't have to make me laugh every single second. It just has to make me laugh from point A to point B, have me entertained, make me like this film. And I really like this film. I want to go watch it again. I'll probably watch it again sometime this week, but very, very funny film, very crude, very crass. So if you're very offended easily, this is not the film for you. If you just lay back and say, this is what it is. If you like stand-up comedy, this is a film for you because it really has that same elements as a stand-up comedian would present. But it takes it overboard. I mean, it's just something that it's a hard time processing for the fact that looks like a kid's movie, but it's not a kid's movie. But I totally recommend you check out Sausage Party. It is a funny ass movie. It's one of the best comedies I've seen this year. Story, actually, it had a lot. It brought a lot. I was very surprised how much it brought a lot for story wise and our actually concept of the plot. I didn't think it was going to go that route, and it did. And I was pleasantly surprised. So that's all I have to say. I recommend it. I'm Dan Make It Dan's son. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Like the video if you like it. Comment below. Let me hear you guys' thoughts on Sausage Party if this is too raunchy for you. And also, you can find more of my videos on YouTube. Check them out. Like I always say, guys, grab a tick, grab a seat. Make sure you got some good popcorn to eat. I'll see you at the cinema.